Hello and welcome. My name is Savannah, and today I will be guiding you through a short practice to strengthen your back. If you enjoy this class, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. I am currently at 392 subscribers, so I'm almost at 400 subscribers, and any new subscribers would be much appreciated. Thank you for your support with this. All you will need for this practice is yourself and your mat. And let's meet in a tabletop position on hands and knees. Shoulders over top of the wrists and hips over top of the knees. So it is my belief that strengthening the back side of the body or the posterior chain, the hamstrings, the backs of the thighs, the glutes, as well as the entire back is really important, and we really don't spend enough time strengthening these parts of the body. So here in your tabletop position, spread your fingers far apart. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and think about pushing the ground away from you, finding some strength, stability, and grounding down. We're going to stay here for a little bit longer. Make sure you're not locking out your elbow, so there's a small bend. Look towards the front of your mat, keeping your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Good. From here, we're going to take it through some cat and cows. So as you breathe in, arch your spine, lift your tailbone, lift your heart. You can look up if that feels okay for your neck. As you breathe out, round your spine, lifting your back up towards the sky, looking down. As you breathe in, arch, coming into cow. As you breathe out, round. A few more like this. Feeling into the movement. Finding your cat, finding your cow, noticing how it feels right now. Good, find center. Extend your right leg straight back behind you and the left arm out in front, spinal balance. This is one of my favorite yoga postures to strengthen the back side of the body. From here, we're going to find some movement. So inhale here, and as you exhale, bring elbow and knee towards one another. Maybe they touch, maybe not. As you breathe in, extend, take up space. As you breathe out, bring it in together. As you breathe in, extend. As you exhale, bring it in, elbow to knee. A couple more like this. Inhale, extend, open up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen, and then place hand and knee back down. Take it through one round of cat, or one round of cow, one round of cat. And then find a nice neutral spine. Extend your left leg straight back behind you. Reach your right arm out in front. We'll stay here for just a little bit longer before we find that movement. Reach a little bit farther out in front with your right fingers and stretch your left leg farther back. As you breathe in, stay here, and as you breathe out, bring elbow and knee towards one another. As you breathe in, extend, lengthen out. As you breathe out, elbow to knee. 3 more just like this. Last one here, inhale, lengthen, exhale, elbow to knee. One more time, just lengthen out. Place your hand and your knee down onto your mat. From your tabletop now, bring your hands a little bit farther out in front of you. Shift forward, coming into a modified plank. Plank with the knees down. And take your time, slowly with control, with strength. Lower down to the ground. Good. From here, bring your arms out into a T, off to either side. As you breathe in, lift everything up off of the ground. As you breathe out, stay here. And we're going to hold this posture for a few breaths. Instead of lifting up higher, see if you can think about finding more length, taking up more space, reaching out farther to either side with your hands and farther back with your toes, reaching your head out in front of you. Lower down. Good. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Come up into a tabletop position. From tabletop, with your hips over knees and shoulders over wrists, fingers spread apart, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up to a hover. So here we're working on engaging the front side of the core, as well as the quadriceps, the fronts of the thighs, and also the shoulders. Notice where you are feeling this pose in your body right now, though. It might be different for you. Lower down, extend your right leg back, and reach your left arm out in front of you. We're going to hold here for several breaths. Can you reach the right toes farther back? And can you lengthen out the left arm a little bit more, reaching the fingers farther out in front of you? Good. Release the hand and the knee down. We'll take a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale to arch, looking up. And exhale to round, looking down towards your mat. A couple more rounds. Good. Find a neutral spine. From here, bring your hands forward. Shift forward so you're in a plank with your knees down, shoulders over the wrists. Find some strength here in this pose. Push the ground away from you. With a lot of strength and control, lower down to the ground. Bring your arms out into cactus arms, so your elbows are bent to about 90 degrees. Wrists are in front of the elbows. Elbows are out to the side of your shoulders. As you breathe in, lift everything up off of the ground. As you breathe out, lower down, continuing to move like this several more times. As you breathe in, lift. As you breathe out, lower. As you breathe in, lift. As you breathe out, lower. 2 more times. One more time. Good. Bring one hand over top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hands. Take some time here to rest, to find stillness, to connect in with your breath. From here, with your forehead attached to your stacked hands, we're going to lift and lower the upper body off of the ground. Now the legs, the lower body will stay down, and this is a really good way to strengthen the upper back. So when you're ready, forehead on the stacked hands, lifting up and lowering back down. And we'll do this about 5 more times. Really work on using the strength of your spine or the strength of your back to lift yourself up. Using so many muscles along the spine. One more time. Good. From here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Come up into a tabletop. Hands and knees, tuck your toes under, fingers are spread far apart. Lift your knees up just to a hover. We're going to do a little bit of a body weight row movement in our hovering tabletop. So with strength, creating some tension here, bring the right hand up towards the right shoulder, keeping the arm in line with your body, squeezing, creating some contractions here in your muscle, lower down. A couple more like this. Trying not to lean too much of the weight over to the left side. Good. We'll do that on the other side, but first, bring your knees down and take a quick child's pose. Good. Come forward, back into your hovering tabletop. Make sure your fingers are spread far apart. And same thing that we did on the other side, we're going to bring the left hand up to the left shoulder. Create tension here, use strength. Don't just go through the movement. Really make this a challenge for yourself. Just 2 more. Feel your muscles working. Lower the hand down, lower your knees down. A couple rounds of cat and cow. As you breathe in, arch your spine, lifting your heart, looking up. As you breathe out, round, looking down. 1 more of each. Excellent. Bring your hands farther out in front of you. And once again, shoulders over the wrists. Plank with the knees down. Take your time here. Lowering down with control and with strength, with resistance. Making your way down to the ground. Bringing your arms out to the sides in cactus arms. So arms are bent to about 90 degrees. When you're ready, lift everything up off of the ground. Option to keep your legs down though if you prefer. Once you're up, extend your arms out in front. Bend them once again, lower down. Continue to move like this and breathe in any way that feels good for you. Just make sure you're not holding your breath. Good, so lifting up, arms are bent, and then extending the arms out long, bending them once again, lowering down to the mat. A few more like this. Moving slow or moving quicker, it's entirely up to you. Take into account how you are feeling today. Let's do a couple more. Good, bring one hand over top of the other, rest your forehead down. We'll just take a couple of breaths here. Allowing the breath to slow down. Taking a moment to pause. Good. Bring your arms back out to the sides into cactus arms so the arms are bent. And we're going to lift everything up off of the mat. Option to keep your legs down though, if that works better for you today. And we're going to hold in our lifted position for about 3 to 5 breaths. That might be 3 breaths if your breaths are longer and deeper and slower. That might be 5 breaths if you're breathing a little bit more shallow and quickly. Just a little bit longer here. Lower down. Come into Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath the shoulders, propping yourself up here, pushing the ground away from you with your forearms, with your elbows, and with your hands. We'll just be here for 1 more breath. Good, lower down. Come into your tabletop position. And from there, make your way to a seat with your legs bent in front of you. Feet will be planted down onto the mat. We'll come into a reverse tabletop. So hands can plant down behind your hips. Fingers are spread far apart here. Grounding down into both of your feet and both of your hands to lift your hips up towards the sky, engaging the backs of your legs, your hamstrings, as well as your glutes and your back. Good, we're going to stay here for just a little bit longer. Keep lifting your hips up towards the sky. Trying not to lower too close towards the ground. Staying lifted as much as you can. Just a little bit longer. Lower down. Good. From here, make your way into your tabletop, hands and knees. Move through one round of cat, one round of cow. As you inhale, come into cow, arching. As you breathe out, come into cat, rounding your back. Find neutral. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees up. Walk your hands back to your feet at the back of your mat. Finding a forward fold. Grounding down to the feet. Especially all four corners of the feet. Hands and arms can be however you like them. Allow your upper body, including your head, to become a little bit heavier as you release it down towards the ground. Good. From here, bring your hands up onto your shins. Lengthen out through your spine. Fold back down. Twice more like that. Inhale, lengthen out. Hands on the shins. Look forward. As you breathe out, fold down over your legs. One final time like that. As you breathe in, lengthen out. As you breathe out, fold down. Bring your hands down onto the mat, fingers spread far apart. Come into a tabletop position. Bring your big toes together and we'll take child's pose. So your knees can be farther apart or closer together, whatever feels good for you. And you might want to experiment to see what feels good for you today. Then sending the hips back to the heels, resting down towards the ground. Your forehead can lower down to the ground, or if it doesn't reach, you can keep it lifted. Come to a position that feels good for you right here and right now. One more breath. Excellent. Walk your hands in towards your body. Come to a comfortable seated position. That could be cross-legged or kneeling. Sit up nice and tall here in your seat. Lifting the heart up a bit towards the sky, lifting the head up. Finding more space from the tailbone, your lower back, base of your spine, all the way up to your upper back, into your neck, and to the top of your head. Lengthening out, sitting up taller here. Watch the flow of your breath as it moves in and as it moves out. And notice how you are feeling. I'll just stay here for a couple more breaths. allowing your breath to flow in an easy and effortless way. Excellent. Thank you so much for being here, for checking out this class. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it felt good to work on strengthening the back of your body. If you did enjoy it, if this class did feel good, I would really, really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am almost at 400 subscribers, so any new subscribers would be much appreciated. And you can also share this class or my channel with a friend, family member, or on social media. Thank you again for being here. The light within me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste.